Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing. Let me know that you can hear me. I ain't gonna be here all night. I'm telling you that. I'm not gonna be here all night, but we gotta catch up. We gotta catch up. There's a lot of foolishness and craziness going on in these streets, and of course we have to talk about it, okay? Um, I've had some requests. I'm trying to make it make sense together. I was gonna talk about something totally different. I was gonna save it for tomorrow, but I cannot. So we got to do it today. Tomorrow I'll do a live stream probably tomorrow we get back. So tomorrow probably be a live stream like on the road, but then that night if I'm up to it, I'll do one when I get back home. And then of course on Juneteenth, shout out to Juneteenth. Lord help your people. Um we definitely be streaming. Child, this is a Juneteenth to remember, I tell you. Juneteenth 2026. No one will be forgetting it. This is an interesting year, I tell you. Can we go back to Corey and Anton? Shout out to Anton. Can we go back to the times where it was just about Corey and Anton and we was waiting for that foolishness to end? And now I wish it would come back. Bring that shit back. Like they say, bring that beat back. Bring that shit back, okay? Because, child, after yesterday, shout out to Cellulite Podcast was in here when I went over the It's All You Ninjas' Fault. Shout out to the Sassy Straights, all of y'all, but I'm talking about the colored community right now. Shout out to all of y'all Sassy Straights, whose fault it is with regard to what's going on with Carmelo. And I'm pretty sure it's y'all's fault with regard to the story that I put out earlier today, the video with the 26-year-old dude who allegedly took out his pregnant ex, 9-month pregnant ex-girlfriend because she broke up with him a week before the baby was due, and he wilded out and took her on up out of here, allegedly. But he'd been arrested. So there's an update on that story, which I have a video ready to go. But I'm gonna get an update because that's why I put him on the cover, on the thumbnail, along with Carmelo, because I think we need to ask ourselves, is there a difference? Because you all are the cancer to the community. Except for when they pick and choose. Wait, hold on. Black men, you sassy straights, are all the cancer to the community, but the ABCDs backtrack on up out of it, so they're not, in the mix. So why is this a defense of Carmelo when he's clearly a sassy straight, colored community, black, FBA, ebony, colored, nigga, whatever the word is, okay? Clearly he's one of these. Clearly he's one. He looks like it, right? Oh my God, the beach was amazing. The beach was amazing. I did not want to leave. Just looking at the water, like I don't even want to think about it. It's over now. Oh, I don't know why I do this to myself. But yes, the beach was amazing. Dinner was amazing. And I'm going to be out of here in a little while. But I said, let me go ahead and do a stream quickly. And then I'll be out for the night because this is the last night. But he's already out there. So I'm got the room to myself. So I said, let me do this video. So I saw Cell was doing the show earlier after I did the show last night about how this is your fault, Sassies. And he came up with some good videos. I haven't even watched the whole stream. Just from what I watched, it's clear and evident. It doesn't matter what it is. And I just want to make sure that the hating hoes know that this is yet again another reason why you will not be in a relationship with these people, because you allow this shit to fly. You support it. You act like you support it anyway. And then on the back end, you trying to weasel your way on it. And they ain't letting the weasel happen. Because men like the ones that are here are not the people that you want until after you mess with the men like the one on the left-hand side on the thumbnail. Now, we have just been introduced to this gentleman just recently, but it looks like we have some other people that we need to discuss as well, because the colored community does not want to talk about this. They don't want to acknowledge this. They don't want to see that there is an issue, there's a problem that needs to be discussed with regard to all these poor women who shouldn't be taken up out of here. Let me make sure you know. They shouldn't be taken on up out of here. However, yes, I said however, how come these same people continue to see a person like that and will say, you know what? That is a good person to have a baby by. Anybody, Bueller? We know it's hybristophilia, but the color community doesn't want to acknowledge what the actual issues are, which is where cell is coming from, and address it. Just crash out over shit because that's going to make things better and make sense, right? Clearly, it's working very well. Shout out to Lively Cuts. I appreciate you, boo. He said he just re-upped on the membership. I appreciate you. 4-month member. Shout out to all the channel members. I see you. I appreciate you. Y'all, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. So let me go ahead and start here. Because, child, I just saw this. Yeah, I'm supposed to be just chilling. But now there's another thing, I'm going to call it until we take a look at it, that's about to rile people up too. Okay, in case you didn't know, it seems like there is a 1-year-old that was taken on up out of here by the oppressor in the midst of allegedly some parents who were stealing Pampers from Walmart. So this is allegedly, because I'm not really sure exactly what the hell's going on. The only thing that I know is that there is a toddler who's no longer here. And guess who's on the case? I give you 3 guesses and the first 3 don't count.
This is ABC 24 News Update. I'm Ruben Diaz. It's been an eventful 24 hours in Senatobia. An officer is on leave and protests sparked in response to the death of a 1-year-old that was shot by police. This is actually a cell phone video from Sunday that you see on your screen. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation telling us that officers were responding to a shoplifting call when they spotted 2 adults and a child running from the store, then getting into a car. According to investigators, the driver drove toward officers, so they fired shots. 1-year-old Cohen Wiley died at the hospital. Now Cohen's mom, Valicia, is sharing her side of the story.
It was me, my son, and another friend of mine who was at Walmart. As we was leaving out the Walmart, they tried to stop her, but I kept walking because it had nothing to do with me. By the time me and my baby got in the car, she came, and then when we was backing up, they was running out the come. I raised my baby up because they withdrew their gun. She had no tent. I raised my baby up trying to show them that he was in the car. So she was backing up and she hit the car. Well, as I was opening the door, so the door flew back in. By the time I set my baby down, it was like 3 to 4 shots. One of the shots hit him in his rib cage, and the other shots hit her arm and her thigh. And we left and went to Senatobia Hospital where he was pronounced dead. And they told me I wasn't going to be able to see him until he get back from Jackson. She got airlifted, and the police told me I couldn't leave out the hospital until somewhere I could leave out, couldn't nobody come in. But I ended up walking out, and the crowd was questioning them, asking them what happened. They was like, she was shoplifting. But the passenger, it was me. They wasn't talking about me. They was talking about the driver. But on the little, what's it called, self-checkout, they can see, it's cameras, they can see when she got the diapers and walked out. But they tried to say that she forcefully was trying to drive and hit them, but they was all on the right side. She was driving towards the left. They just personally just shot in the car.
Did they try to charge you with anything?
No, they didn't charge me. They ain't charged me with nothing. They just let me go.
All right. First of all, calm down. I'm not really sure what she said because the dialect is a little too much, but it seems like allegedly the driver of the car, which is her friend, and they was together, they stopped her, the other girl in Walmart, and this girl kept on going because it ain't got nothing to do with her. She went, I guess, to get in the car. At some point, the other girl came out to leave. While she was leaving, she just casually, it sounds like, backed into some other car. In the meantime, the oppressors came and said, I don't even know, get out the car, I don't know. And she held up a baby, woo, I guess allegedly to show that there was a baby. And so they SHOT'd the baby, and the baby is deceased. Now, all of this sounds crazy. All of this sounds crazy. Yet another crazy story. Now, I don't know if this is going to, turn into a thing along with the Carmelo stuff. But I got questions. I mean, I'm not really sure what the questions are, but Ben is going to get to the bottom of it. Yes, Ben Crump is on the case. I told y'all he is always going to be there when it comes to the oppressor and nothing else. That's his shtick. When it's oppressors, he going to be there. So he's there. Now, who this guy is in the car, I'm not really sure. But let me you see up here on the left-hand corner, it says Ben Crump. So Ben is already on it. This may have happened yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. Ben is already on it.
They didn't say nothing. They just kept telling the crowd that they were shoplifting. But I don't know if they found anything because it's nothing found.
Okay.
Powerful misstatements there from the mother. Attorneys representing Cohen's family are calling for the release of key video evidence. That request includes body camera footage, dash camera video, and surveillance video from the Walmart where the incident happened. ABC 24 Shakina Davis is in Senatobia with what the family's legal team is demanding.
I'm standing outside of the Senatobia Walmart where the shooting happened Sunday. Now the family's attorneys say answers to some other questions may be found in video they want released.
We want to see the body cam footage from the officers. We also want to see the footage from Walmart. And the family is just wondering why the officer dispatched his service gun, knowing that there was a child in the car.
Now, listen, I got to be honest. I don't know why these people is out here SHOOTing in the middle of Walmart. We know Walmarts be full of people, all ages, sizes, and everything. Why they wilding out in the parking lot of Walmart? It sounds crazy to me. I have to be honest. What the hell? What the hell? Child, everybody is out of control. Everybody is out of control. And I think it's father just now said or somebody just said, was they trying to hold the kid up as a shield? It sounds crazy to me to hold the kid up, but when the oppressor is pressing on you. But child, I don't know. All this sounds crazy. This is about to be a thing. Just FYI, I'm going to let y'all know this is about to be a thing along with Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to RB, and he says, salute to the musty bonnet. Child, I ain't even going there. Thank you, boo. Thank you for another 2. Is that scammer Crump? Yes, Ben Crump is on the case. Yeah, this is not him. But Ben Crump is definitely on the case, as usual. If it's oppressor and black, Ben gonna be there, period, point blank. Shout out to Uncle Rick. I appreciate you, boo. He said, just like you said, soon as summer hits, folks want to act a damn fool. This is why I stay at the house. I don't want to interact with any of them. We stay home, y'all. If we ain't on vacation, we stay home. We ain't got time for this foolishness. You just never know. You just never know, child. You can't be at Walmart. Not that I go to Walmart. You can't be at a bus stop. We're about to see that. You can't be, well, for some people, you can't even be home. People are wilding out. Now, what I'm trying to say with the thumbnail is it a pick and choose? It depends on which criminal it is, on whether the color community will fight for them and say that they're owed justice. Because it seems like it's a lot of picking and choosing. And I'm trying to understand what the criteria is. Because Funky Dineva said that all black men were the cancer to the community, but they over here fighting for Carmelo. And based off of that logic, he should be a cancer to the community and they should just leave him be. We got some videos about him too. We're going to get to it. Let me give him a few more minutes and we're moving on.
Is representing the family of 1-year-old Cohen Wiley and assisting civil rights attorney Ben Crump. He says the family is seeking video from multiple sources as they try to better understand what happened. According to the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, officers responding to the shoplifting call at this Walmart encountered 2 adults and a child inside a vehicle. Investigators say an officer fired after the vehicle drove toward law enforcement. Cohen Wiley was later pronounced dead after the vehicle arrived at a nearby
house. Was that the car speeding away? Hold on. Is that the car speeding away?
Bureau of Investigation, officers responding.
Let me slow it down. Hold on. Let me slow that down. Did y'all see it? Hold on. All right.
To the shoplifting call at this Walmart encountered 2 adults and a child inside a vehicle. Investigators say an officer fired after the vehicle.
So do you see this black car? It looks like it's taken off. Now listen, we sussing it out like we do. It looks like the car is taken off. So I still don't think that they should be wilding out in the damn Walmart parking lot. Meaning using their revolvers, but that's just me. But it definitely looks like they was running away. Now, what they're running into is a different story because they're trying to say that they was about to run into an officer. Is this about to be like that girl? What was that girl's name? Y'all remember that girl that was stealing liquor even though she was like 8 months pregnant or something like that? But everybody said she didn't do anything wrong. Everything was everything. And then you find out that she actually was stealing with the damn, the videotape. They be getting that videotape out quickly. How come they not getting this alleged Carmelo Anthony video out? We gonna get there. Shout out to Anton. We gonna get there. She didn't steal. She was with the friend who was stealing. It sounds like it. It sounds like it preliminarily. That's what it sounds like. Yes. With friends like that, who needs enemies? See, I got to be particular with people that I be with because I don't have time for those games. That's just me, though. Okay. If you a scammer or you steal or you're a thief, I can't know you. I'm sorry. That's just not for me, child. I'm going to need you to have some money. We're going to have to be able to split the bill, or one of us is just going to have to take it, because we can't be stabbing each other when the bill comes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so that's what's going on there in the parking lot. Let's hear a little bit more. Let me put it back to regular speed, but it looks like they've taken off.
Vehicle drove toward law enforcement. Cohen Wiley was later pronounced dead after the vehicle arrived at a nearby hospital.
But we want a transparent investigation. We want a thorough investigation, and we want to make sure that there is no chance of any type of cover-up.
The officer involved has been placed on leave without pay while the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation continues its review of the shooting.
What are they running after?
Turner says the family believes the release of video could help answer questions to provide clarity for the community.
This was a horrible tragedy. No one-year-old child deserves to pass away from this earth like we've seen here in this case. So they're just asking for your prayers, and they're asking for your support.
Turner says the family's legal team is continuing to work with attorney Ben Crump and expects to provide additional updates later. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation says its investigation remains ongoing. In Senatobia, Shakina Davis, ABC.
All right, Shakina, thanks for the update, girl. So there you have it. That's what's going on in Shinnekenia, wherever the hell that is at. If it ain't one thing, it's something else, okay? I just want to know, what's the difference in criminal versus criminal versus criminal? Now, of course, typically this is about you gentlemen. I know this is a woman this time and a couple of kids. I'm sorry, a couple of women and one child. Rest in peace to that baby, because he should still be here. But Black men, you are the cancer to the community. We have to try to figure out what the criteria is so that I know which one of y'all I'm supposed to be able to hang out with and which one I'm not. All right. Moving on. Let's go. They're actually protesting. Actually, I forgot. Here we go. Tear gas deployed as demonstrators protest police shooting of toddler outside of Mississippi. I'll be in Mississippi in a few weeks. Mississippi Walmart.
Fox 13 News at 10, a community in mourning, a city on edge. A one-year-old boy shot and killed by a police officer. Tonight, Mississippi's top investigators take over the case.
That it will be a thorough investigation, and it will be one where transparency is there.
Businesses boarded up, employees sent home as police prepare for a tense night. Organizers insist their message is peace, but justice cannot wait.
I don't forget each case that I fight for, where these young Black men, women as well, have died for nothing, and I'm tired of it.
Fox 13 News at 10.
Oh, look, they fighting for y'all. My bad. They are fighting for y'all. They back out here for y'all, Sassy Straight. Shout out to her.
Starts now.
Oh, okay, go. Oh. Okay, so they're shooting tear gas right now.
Breaking news out of Senatobia, Mississippi. Protesters, along with our Fox 13 News crew, hit with tear gas during a protest at the Walmart, just 2 days after a baby was shot and killed by a Senatobia police officer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and sticking with us after the game. I'm Darcy Thomas. Now, the family has identified that baby as one-year-old Cohen Wiley. Baby Cohen died Sunday after a police officer shot into the car he was in. Senatobia police say an officer shot into the car of suspected shoplifters that were driving toward the officers. National Civil Rights Attorney Ben Crump is representing the family. In a statement, Attorney Crump said, quote, Cohen Wiley was a baby. His mother, who has not been charged with any crime, says she was trying to communicate to officers that there was a baby in the car. Now, we intend to seek justice for baby Cohen and the life that was stolen from him. Today's protest started peacefully on Senatobia's Main Street, but ended in a cloud of tear gas at the Walmart where that shooting also took place. Fox 13's Rob Sneed joins us live in Senatobia tonight. Rob, just to be clear, you were also hit with that tear gas today.
Standing right there in the crowd tonight, Darcy. It happened just after 7 o'clock. The folks that got here, it wasn't anything out of control initially, nothing crazy. And maybe one or two people threw a couple of water bottles, but it wasn't anything that was violent or out of control. Then all of a sudden, within 5 minutes of being here, an officer shot some tear gas, actually rolled it on the ground. We heard that initial explosion, and you saw in the video, we ran. And when I ran down here to the pharmacy area over here, thinking that I was kind of out of dodge. Well, that wasn't the case. I heard two more go up behind me over here, and I heard two more go off over here. And that's when we all started running. Things got extremely chaotic. People were coughing. I was coughing. It was hard for me to breathe. I even started feeling nauseous. I saw people having a hard time trying to see. I actually had
Child, thank God for Instacart, because there ain't no way.
Try to help guide a gentleman to his vehicle while I'm trying to get to mine. And it was certainly chaotic. It was scary for a lot of people. I saw folks out here crying as well. And of course, again, you know, we got to our vehicle. We got out of Dodge to get to safety, of course. But that second round certainly did hit us pretty hard. But you can see right now tonight, those protesters, they left. They dispersed. Many of them said they weren't going anywhere. But I don't see any out here. I
Where'd
see
it
mostly
go?
police officers and deputies out here guarding this Walmart.
Oh no, come back, protesters. Your job is not done.
Tonight, many of them, the protesters, saying that they want justice for this 1-year-old.
That these people let such things go on. Who in their right mind would come out shooting behind 2 women and a baby? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Who would come out here and shoot behind a baby and 2 women, child? I agree, Mimo. Now, if they really were trying to drive towards them, that kind of changes the story. But other than that, if that's not the case, I agree, Mimo. I agree.
We made sure that our local government understood our
local
demand.
What? Patrick Lumumba, community activist. Shout out to the activists activating.
That's right. It's ridiculous.
We made sure that our local government understood our demands, and they refused our demands to our face. So we right now are ready to move and do whatever it takes as a community of black people who have been shown disrespect.
And you can hear that frustration.
They out there too. Y'all better go. I support y'all.
And that disappointment out of Cohen's great grandmother, rather, and community leaders this tonight. Now, Cohen's death is hurting this community deeply, as you just saw. Many other people said that they still have questions about how and why did this happen. And while some online have blamed the child's mother, others in the community blame the police. Around 5 Tuesday evening, community leaders and leaders gathered outside the city hall, and tensions escalated outside of city hall while city leaders met inside. Now, at tonight's mayor and board of aldermen meeting, it was decided that the officer involved in this shooting be placed on administrative leave. Again, they placed that officer on administrative leave.
Good that they went down to the city hall. At least they doing something that makes sense. Yeah, tell them, let them know. Do something about these oppressors. Defund the police.
The announcement drew applause from some in the crowd, but many still feel they need more answers. Meanwhile, Mississippi Department of Public Safety Commissioner Sean Tyndall asked the community for patience as the investigation continues. He said he could not provide an exact timeline for when additional information or police video will be released, but he promised that the investigation will be transparent.
As soon as the video of the police body cam is released and it don't be what they want it to be, all of a sudden they'll have some new some fake video, allegedly, like they do with this Carmelo stuff. Allegedly. I just have a feeling. I could be wrong, but we gonna watch this too, y'all. Y'all be careful out there, because if it ain't one damn thing, it's something else. And sometimes when that video come out, it's not what they think it to be, and then they just be like, it's not true. That happened with the Renee Good, there, where somebody just brought her name up. It happened with that booze, the pregnant, the I don't know. Yeah, we'll just see. Ricky says, I'm waiting for the facts. Niggas be lying, child. Don't we know it? Don't we know it? Like they lying about this damn Carmelo stuff, but we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Let's go over here and see what's going on, child. This could have been a Crime is Down episode. It says, daughter says, woman deleted in Metrobus shooting was trying to escape an abusive relationship. Oh, no.
Of the woman shot and killed in Tinleytown yesterday.
Yeah, so police say after the shooting, the suspect boarded that Metro bus. Officers stopped the bus, and when the man allegedly pulled out a gun, police shot and killed him. Investigators say officers have responded to previous domestic violence calls involving that couple. Our Sarah Robinson spoke with the victim's family and is with us tonight. And what an awful story.
So sad. Just horrible. And she was still really processing what had happened. And it was, of course, very hard for her to talk about. This is really the very scenario the victim's daughter says she had feared for years. She felt her mother had finally left an abusive relationship, moving to a new apartment and starting a new job. But she says that fresh start was taken away in an instant.
I never in my wildest dreams would think that my mother would get killed at a bus stop, just trying to move on with her life.
Through tears,
she kept us away from him because she knew.
Jalen Pulliam is sharing her mother's story exclusively with WUSA 9.
It's been abused since day one. They were on and off for about 5 or 6 years. And
there's been abuse from day one. They've been on and off for about 5 years. How many times I gotta tell y'all we be knowing? Listen, we be knowing if we dealing with an ain't shit nigga. We be knowing if that ain't shit nigga is doing illegal shit. We be knowing, okay? I don't care what they say. Now, if the mama was trying to keep the kids, and these are adult kids, away from the boyfriend, why was she still with him? Why was she still with him? Shout out to High Bristolphilia. Maybe I should have titled this that.
It's been fractured ribs, cracked, chipped teeth.
Yesterday,
Oh my gosh.
her mother, 44-year-old Melissa Wallace Pulliam, was shot and killed. Police say the suspect was her boyfriend, Sean Dwayne Williams. He then got on a Metro bus. When police intervened, he pulled out a gun, and police then shot and killed Williams.
Wait, he went and found her on a bus and then took a bus to get away? Child, you can't make this shit up. You can't make it up.
Ribs, cracked, chipped teeth.
Yesterday,
Oh my gosh.
her mother, 44-year-old Melissa Wallace Pulliam, was shot and killed. Police say the suspect was her boyfriend, Sean Dwayne Williams. He then got on a Metro bus. When police intervened, he pulled out a gun, and police then shot and killed Williams. Her daughter says Melissa was on her way to work when she was attacked.
But she was on such a new path, and she was happy where she was. He was trying to seek and destroy that.
She says her mother had been working to rebuild her life, getting a new apartment, a good job, and putting distance between herself and Williams. But she says,
if this lady is only 44, how old is that girl talking? Because I'm not trying to be rude. The girl talking look older than the lady that died. That mama look good, y'all. Not saying that the daughter don't look good, but she just look older than the mama. Is it just me? Oh my goodness gracious. This is some tough times, y'all. Be careful. There's tough times out here. Rest in peace to her, though.
he continued to show up.
He would try to choke her, or he would break through the
Child,
door.
they're looking like sisters.
Or he would, punch her. I had big fears of this happening beforehand because it just progressed. It kept getting worse.
DC police confirmed there had been previous domestic violence.
Because yes, it always is going to get worse. So get out in the beginning. Get out in the beginning. Don't listen to Jamel. The first fucking sign that something goes wrong, you leave, you go, you done, be out. Is that a horrible thing to think? Like if somebody just slaps the shit out of me, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not going to hang around for no more. I got to go. It's not going to work. It's not like, oh, I'm going to stay. He didn't mean it. Nigga, he meant that. What are we talking about? Then this nigga didn't even have a car to get away. He had to catch a bus in order to get... I can't do this. Is this real life right now, y'all? Is this real life?
Beforehand, because it just progressed and kept getting worse.
DC police confirmed there had been previous domestic violence calls for service involving the couple.
The first thing you should probably do is get assessed and speak to an advocate.
DC Safe works with victims of domestic violence and offers a lethality assessment to help determine a person's risk of being killed by an abuser. Advocates say several factors can signal an increase.
Imagine being assessed for whether they think that your significant other is going to kill you or not. Who makes this shit up? Can we go back to the old-fashioned days? Shout out to Generation X, okay? And y'all know about the burning bed. Now, I don't advocate that. However, I do advocate if somebody slaps you once, hits you once, and knocks you out once, you leave. That's it. There's the solution. Why get more engulfed? Why get more closer? Why get more intertwined with one another? Be gone. Be done. Be out. That's it. Now you got to get assessed on whether the person is going to take you on up out of here or not. Lord have mercy. If you got to go get a PFA, then the odds are that that's what is going to happen because those things don't do nothing. I've said it 1,000,001 times, but tell people where to start, God forbid, if something should happen to you.
Help determine a person's risk of being killed by an abuser. Advocates say several factors can signal an increased risk, including whether the abuser has access to guns or other weapons, whether they control day-to-day activities or have jealousy, whether they have ever strangled their partner, whether they have ever forced sex, and whether the abuse has escalated over the past year.
She was a very colorful and vibrant woman. I feel like he was a coward.
DC Safe operates a 24-hour hotline for people experiencing domestic violence. That number is 1-844-4.
Girl, do you have any more on this story? Because if not, I ain't trying to hear it. All right, that's the end of that story. I'll try to keep up with this one. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's just me. I don't get it. Oh, everyone is not strong. You're right. Everyone is not strong. But that's why the message needs to be out more. That's why more people need to put the message out instead of saying shit like, oh, the worst time to leave a relationship is at the end. That's when it's most dangerous. Well, then start fucking preaching. The soon as someone ever touches you, you need to fucking leave. No, don't do that. No, that makes too much sense. You never know. She could change him. Something gonna change, y'all. Something gonna change. Let's go over here to this. This is the update. Even though I got a video coming out, here's the update. Man accused of deleting pregnant woman unborn child faces court.
We're following some other headlines for you today at 4 o'clock and developing right now. A man accused of firing 11 shots into the bedroom of a pregnant woman, killing her and her unborn child, is seeing his first day in court. 11 Alive's Marissa Sarback joining us live from the DeKalb County Court with the latest on this case. Marissa, there's some new information that you're learning from warrants about this homicide, another murder charge that the suspect is facing in Fulton County. What do we know about this?
Get out to Fanny.
Yeah, there's quite a bit to unpack here, Faith. And what we know is that today he went before a magistrate judge, and Devin Anthony is not able to be granted bail because the magistrate judge says she does not have the authority to do that. That is going to be left up to a superior court judge.
This was a premeditated.
The family of 23-year-old Shakaya Pridgeon is devastated.
She was targeted in that bedroom. She was sleeping with her 2 children in the bed with her. They made it. They were beside her sleeping when I got to the apartment. But I want the world to know that somebody took a blessing from all of us.
26-year-old Devin Anthony arrested by DeKalb County deputy.
Anybody interested, Bueller? Anybody interested, Bueller? I think he's a peach. I think when I see him, I'm going to be running in the opposite direction. This is obviously the aesthetic that women Generation Z like. This must be cute. This must be pretty hair, mo legs. I'm just saying. There's an aesthetic. When I see it, I'm like, I gotta go. When they see it, they must get wet. That must be what it is, because I'm just so confused. I'm sure he's working at Wells Fargo, making $85,000. Listen, rest in peace to this woman, right? She was 23 on the 3rd kid, about to have the 3rd kid any day now. Broke up with him a week ago. So no one knew about his past. Nobody knew about his previous deletion. Nobody knew about his criminal record. Child, the aesthetic tells the whole story most of the damn time. I already knew this was coming. I was just waiting. Listen, this is someone that I would take to the Wells Fargo Christmas party. I'm sure he cleans up well. And then you sassy straights ain't good enough. You sassy straights ain't shit. You sassy straights don't have shit. You're not about shit. You don't do shit. And you don't have shit. And you're not good enough. And you got to do what these people say because their judgment is so good. Not talking about him. Talking about the women. Shout out to High Bristolphilia. Some people don't know. We be knowing.
PDs and the U.S. Marshal Service for the fatal shooting of the mom of 2, soon to be 3, on Tuesday morning. Her family telling 11 Alive Anthony was the father of that unborn child, Kyron.
Kyron just had a baby shower on Sunday. She was a loving, sweet, caring person with a good heart, and somebody took the life of her.
Anthony is now facing charges of murder, malice murder, and feticide. 11 Alive is taking a deeper dive into his criminal past.
I'd be a little confused about the feticide, right? Because if you can have an abortion, then why is this feticide? You know what I mean? So when a woman wants to delete the baby, it's okay. But if somebody does it in the commission of a crime, just add it as a charge. Does that make sense? I'd be so confused. I don't understand. But crazies, lefties, progressives, Democrats love to delete children. They love to give women, quote unquote, mostly black women, the opportunity to get rid of their kids. It's interesting. It's very interesting, but whatever. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's, hold on. Haza May says it's the intent. All right. That makes sense. Maybe it's the intent. I mean, I feel like if you're going to the AB clinic, you intending on killing the kid. But women have no rights. They're living in this patriarchal MSG society where they have no right to do anything. It's such a hard life. Everybody got a hard ass life. Ciao. Anyway, come on.
Court records show Anthony was indicted for felony murder in Fulton
Wow.
County.
And that's a great picture too. Indicted for felony red rum. That's who I want to be the father of my baby. Come here, boy. This is who I want to be the father of my kid. He's going to be a great role model. He's going to give us everything that we want. We're going to have the Kim Kardashian lifestyle with this one. He's going to make it happen. He absolutely looks like he gets shit done. I'm pretty sure allegedly, I'm pretty sure that the lore is how that dick worked. Let's be honest. Are we gonna act like we don't know? Dick must be dickmatized. Gotta be. And must be a bunch of women running after him. So you know biatches, regardless of what they say, all they do is fucking compete. Say I'm lying. And this is what they be fighting over while talking about y'all ain't shit. You and your boring asses. You boring asses. You military veterans. You blue collar workers. Y'all ain't shit. You $85,000 making men. You single dads taking care of your kids. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. You non-tattoo having around your neck, on your face, non-blue face looking asses. You ain't shit. Y'all need to get it together. I don't know what the hell is wrong with y'all. Y'all not having 20 children with 20 kids by 35 women. How dare y'all? How dare y'all? Y'all ain't shit. You ain't got shit. You'll never be shit. And you're the problem. You are the cancer of the community. Don't forget, not him. Yeah. Not him. Yeah. You hear me, right? Y'all, sassy straights, are the problem and the cancer to the community, not this one.
For allegedly shooting and killing Ronald Barner in Southwest Atlanta in 2021. But he ended up being convicted of a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 20 years with 11 months to serve and the remainder of his 19 years on probation.
19, can you imagine 19 years on probation? We might have to blame Fannie for this. Ain't this her district? We might have to blame Fannie for this. Is it Fannie's fault, y'all? I'm just trying to understand. This her district, ain't it? Ain't she Fulton County? She's allowing this stuff to happen. Imagine 19 years. Imagine 19 years. Yeah, these are the problems. 19 years on probation, child. Wow. Instead of actually being in prison and jail. Somebody's going to come and hear this and they're going to be like, Carmela should have probation. This ain't Texas, child. This ain't Texas.
Records show Anthony violated his probation in late 2025, went back to jail, and then was released in February of this year.
Somebody's going to say, how does he keep getting let out? Why do they keep letting him out? What is the problem? I bet somebody was out here advocating, boycotting, protesting, wanting everything to be changed. Shit gets changed. Then you say, what happened? What happened? How many times I say that? Don't be thinking about the future. Don't think about how this could come back to bite you in your ass, like literally at some point. Well, here you go. This is what y'all wanted to fight for and who you wanted to fight for, and that's why the hell he was out. And unfortunately, there's some casualties that unfortunately continue to happen, not even just in Fulton County, not even just in the ATL, but period. Because everybody want to change something so quickly, but never want to think before they do until the do affects you, and then you got to look and say, oh my God, what happened? Now wash, rinse, repeat.
Well, we'll keep you updated when Devin Anthony goes before a Superior Court judge. For now, reporting live outside the
Keep
Capitol.
us informed. I'm so on this story. It's too much to keep up with. I might just make this totally we might as well just totally change the crime is down. We could do this all day. We could do this all day, a couple of times a damn day, child. Anyway, not all I care about is my felony. Goodbye, sir. I cannot. Moving on into this Carmelo Anthony stuff. So Nate the lawyer, who's a lawyer that, even though I'm a lawyer, of course, here on the tube, I'm really not a lawyer in real life. I'm not a Ben Crump. All right. Nate the lawyer is a real lawyer. We believe in real lawyers. We like real lawyers around here. Shout out to Nate the lawyer, TLA, Dennis Sperling, and AV. 4 of our most prominent lawyers. So Nate did a video. Shout out to Nate. I'm glad he's back. You know, he had some issues as well, some health issues as well. It's always good to see him. It says Carmelo Anthony's criminal spokesman goes on a right-wing media. Wait. Carmelo Anthony's criminal spokesman goes on right-wing media to claim racism. But of course, not that we didn't already know that. I believe that they're talking about National Action Network dude, Dominique, whatever his name is, grifter from the gate. Ain't like there's nothing new. We knew it from the very first time we saw that ninja. I don't know how the rest of these people don't be sitting up here understanding who the hell they dealing with, looking into backgrounds, checking into them, see what they've done, see what they've offered. He black, you black, everybody black, child use him. All right, cool. That's where we are. He's not the only reason. I'm just saying. So let's go ahead and listen to Nate. I'm speeding it up. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Shout out to all of y'all that are here. All of y'all that are new, appreciate you.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Nick the lawyer, and I'm on vacation, so I'm going to be reacting to some of this Carmelo Anthony stuff. Now, there's been a lot of misinformation put out there by the Carmelo Anthony camp. It's ridiculous. So here is, his name is Dominique Alexander. Now, he went on Newsmax, which is a right-leaning show to try to explain how Carmelo Anthony's conviction—
I didn't know Newsmax was right wing. Now we know.
And 35-year sentence was, to say the least, racially based. So just to tell you about this guy, Dominique, he has some history with law enforcement. For instance, he was convicted of felony to injure a child and received probation for the felony charge. It resulted from when he shook a 2-year-old. So this guy shakes babies, it looks like. He also was arrested on felony theft charges, valued between $2,500 and $3,000. I'm not sure what happened with that case. He also has a felony domestic violence indictment.
Well, he seems like a peach. What are we talking about right now? He seems like a peach, y'all. What is the difference with this ninja right here and the last ninja that we was just talking about that took out his 9-month pregnant girlfriend? A cancer to the community is a cancer to the community, right? So somebody said, whoever. Now, nobody. Let me take a step back. So nobody wants to talk about this ninja. I forget where we learned about him at. Nate is going through it thoroughly. I trust Nate the lawyer. Okay. So Nate is going over thoroughly. It may have been TLA, actually. Remember, TLA said 11 months ago, almost a year ago, that the problem is going to be Carmelo Anthony's mother or parents if they use this guy moving forward. And that's exactly what they did, and what TLA said was absolutely correct. Now it's Nate's turn to go over it and give actual information. This nigga's still out here talking. This nigga's still a part of their daggone camp. Maybe not right now, but as of up to the verdict, was a part of their damn camp. Nobody got a problem with that, Bueller. None of these pro-blacks, Carmelo supporters got a problem with that. Nobody want to put any blame on him. Nobody want to discuss his part in this. Nobody want to say anything about his freaking record and how the hell he got involved and how much of that $600,000 or however the fuck much it was did they give to him. But then when we say, and we have said, grifter don't make sense, don't look right, then we racist, white supremacists, and all that. And yet here we are, come to pass. We were right. Shout out to me, because I love it when I'm right and I'm taking my accolades, right? We said, as soon as he said National Action Network, way back when at that press conference, I said, I know you fucking lying. I said, I know you fucking lying. That means he's on the grift with Al Sharpton. It's just a G in the National Action Network. Then after they kicked the damn man out when he was just trying to come and make peace, I said, oh, y'all letting this man speak for y'all? We already allegedly knew way back when that, what is his name? Carmelo's dad was LTM. The mama was making all the noises and doing all the speaking and the talking. And now that he's out here talking now after the fact, LTM. Allegedly, in my opinion anyway. Now here you are, this nigga out here not doing the right thing by y'all, not somebody that you should be utilizing. So black people, colored community, if you're not paying attention, just because somebody black, you black, we black, don't mean that they good for y'all. Remember the ladies that used they black, so I used them to get from Pennsylvania to get to Louisiana. She stole our money. Remember that other lady who was taking the money because she was going to build up a house down in Atlanta or something like that, and we going to invest. She allegedly took their money. So y'all can continue to do this. Y'all can continue to do this, okay? Something different, like, all right, you want the grass cut, you look for somebody that's black, that's one thing, child. But when it come to money, investing money and giving up money in my life, child, nah, we gonna have to have some credentials going on around here. It can't be you black, I'm black, everybody black. Fuck that, okay? But for some reason, that's racist to think that you want to have the best defense possible and get the best person for the job, regardless of what their race is. Child, I don't know shit. Come on, child. What else?
But that didn't go anywhere. They were alleging that he beat up, that he, quote, pushed, choked, and headbutted his girlfriend during an altercation. But later she didn't testify. So this is somebody who's a wife beater too, or a girl, he beats his girlfriends up. And he has a misdemeanor assault issue that was from September 2020. 2 misdemeanor citations for the physical.
Child, maybe they thought Carmelo was this nigga. They got the blacks confused. Maybe they got the blacks confused and they thought that they were sentencing this nigga.
So this is somebody who beats children, who beats women, and who is allegedly is being accused of theft. And I'm not sure if how that actually worked out. So with the theft, he may have not even been convicted of the theft, but he's got some other issues. Even though the only charge that seemed to have stuck was this one for shaking a baby. So that's who we're talking about. So now Dominique Alexander now is going to explain why he believes Carmelo Anthony is not guilty. This is all racially based and a whole bunch of other crap. So let's watch it together.
A Texas jury found 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony guilty of murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in April of 2025 during a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. He was just sentenced to 35 years in prison. And to lay this all out for you, due to the rain, there was bad weather. The track events were delayed that day, and Anthony, a Centennial High School student, sought shelter under a Memorial High School tent. Moments later, an argument broke out, and Anthony was asked repeatedly to leave that tent. One witness claimed Anthony responded by calling the group a name before he reached into his backpack saying, quote, "Touch me and see what happens," end quote. After some shoving, Anthony pulled out a pocket knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest, piercing his heart. Prosecutors argued that the killing was a provoked and unjustified murder. They called 21 witnesses. The defense argued it was self-defense. Carmelo Anthony did not testify.
Now, I do want to say one thing before we move forward. All the witnesses, defense witnesses, prosecution's witnesses, all said that this wasn't self-defense. All said that he overreacted.
Well, Nate, in case you didn't know, Jeff Metcalf had a whole ass cookout and invited everybody over and said, come on. We all connected forever. Come on. Brought everybody over. Then allegedly brought out all these people with white sheets over their head and said, y'all better not testify anything against my son. Y'all better make sure that Negro child go to jail. No, this is allegedly. This is what I had heard. Jeff had a barbecue, invited everybody over, which, again, I think that's probably against the law, allegedly, and told them all what to do. Okay, so they all got their stories straight so that Carmelo could go to jail and be convicted. Allegedly. Racism, child. In case you didn't know, Nate, we found that out yesterday.
All said this was disproportionate. Black students, white students, the coaches, everybody. So this wasn't like one or two people, right? This is the entire group of witness testimony. All said Carmelo Anthony overreacted. And they didn't say that in those particular words, but the DA asked them, do you believe that Carmelo Anthony? And they all said no. And so they were in unison. So we'll see again what they're going to say here. But every witness in this trial said what happened in unison. This was not self-defense. I just want to make it very, very clear. The evidence was overwhelming in this case that this was not self-defense.
So give me a quick second. Let me pay this bill. Here's a message from our sponsor, Rumble Wallet. Let me clear something.
All right. So Nate, the lawyer, says that he didn't, he's always said that he didn't think it was self-defense as well. And he's black. So you can't listen to a black and say it's black. You listen to them when they say something that goes against Carmelo. You can only listen to the blacks that are for Carmelo. Ninjas, Sassy Straights, if y'all are not supporting Carmelo Anthony, y'all are the problem. That's part of the reason why y'all are the problem. Because you sellouts. Because you should be supporting a black man because everybody is black.
Person or not. It's just whether you're justified in doing so. So the prosecutor has to prove that you acted without justification. You overreacted. And the defendant doesn't have to prove he acted with self-defense. He just has to essentially raise it. And then it's on the prosecution to disprove it, essentially.
Just heard from in that video, he is a spokesman for the Anthony family. Minister, it's nice to have you on. You keep saying that black lives don't matter, but no black lives were lost here. A 17-year-old white person was killed. So what are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is 35 years. Carmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years. Yet at the end of the day, Black America.
So before he continues, given what Nate just said, that was like 4 charges. This nigga's still out here talking. So clearly, in my opinion, the Anthonys are just allowing more bullshit that needs to not happen and does not bode well for their son's case happen. This man should be fired. He should be told to shut the fuck up, and he need to go on back to the hole that he came from or go see Al for his next opportunity. But they allowing this man to be out here talking. He out here not helping your case, not making things go well. But you think that the rest of us are the problem? This nigga the problem.
Repeatedly is told that self-defense is a part of the law. That a knife under 5 inches is legal.
All right, so a knife under 5 inches is legal, yes, right? But so is, let's say, a bat. So if I kill somebody using a bat, that has no bearing on the bat being legal or not. I kill somebody with a bat, people with things that are legal all the time. So if you have a legal knife and kill somebody, that's so what, right? If you just like if you're having a legal gun and kill somebody, that's kind of so what. It's always about what happened. Matter of fact, in self-defense, if you actually are a felon with an illegal gun and you employ self-defense legitimately, you will not be charged with murder. That killing would be justified. So I'm kind of not understanding where he's trying to go with this, but he's not a lawyer, so he's a baby shaking loser.
State of Texas, that stand your ground is legal here in the state of Texas. But when a black person try to use those same basic rights and laws, then we're not afforded those things.
Hold the fuck on.
Ooh, Nate don't cuss, y'all. Oh no, Nate don't cuss. They must have took the nice part of his brain when he had his brain surgery. No shade. Shout out to Nate the lawyer. But they really allowing this nigga to sit up here and continue to talk. The baby shaking lawyer. It was TLA that said that. So the baby shaking lawyer is the best representative that y'all think that y'all can do. Child, you cannot make this shit up.
The Breonna Taylor case. Remember her boyfriend? So for those of you who don't remember the Breonna Taylor case, cops bust into their apartment in the middle of the night doing a raid. Now that's because there was evidence that they were using her house as like a stash house. Now how the evidence was obtained and whether the warrant was good or not, that's a whole other issue. But the cops were acting under a legit warrant at the time. The warrant that they had was legit. So they had a no-knock warrant, but there were witnesses that said they knocked. Some people said they didn't. And obviously they heard something, Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend, they heard something in the back, in the room, because he was actually got up and got his gun and went to the door. And didn't go to the door, went to like the vestibule to look to where the door was at. Cops kicked the door in. He shoots at the cops, hits one of them in the leg. Cops fire multiple times back into the apartment, killing Breonna Taylor. That's the Breonna Taylor story. So the boyfriend, now where this happened is a stand your ground state. Kentucky.
So the boyfriend didn't die in that case, y'all? He's still alive?
Ground, right? He is black. He's a black man, has just shot a cop. Breonna Taylor, her boyfriend shot a cop, executing a lawful warrant. They put him in handcuffs, took him to the jail, and they let him go.
A judge in Kentucky signed an order permanently closing a criminal case against Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. Kenneth Walker shot a police officer during a deadly raid that killed Taylor last March. Prosecutors
you mean to tell me that there was a black man, a cancer to the community, that was able to SHOT an oppressor, and he got to get out of jail unscathed? This man's still alive? He out here living his life like it's golden? How does that happen? What state was this in?
Attempted murder of a police officer charged against Walker in May. Walker said he did not know that police were trying to raid the home. Yesterday's dismissal means the indictment against Walker cannot be reconsidered.
Why? Because the law said he was justified in using self-defense. Because when they went and heard like the TV was loud and everything, he didn't hear that these were police officers coming through the door. So they said that he legitimately, or anybody reasonable in his position, who was in that position of being in your house with the TV on, you go to check who's at the door, they kick the door in, and you have a firearm and you respond with deadly physical force. They said he was totally justified, never charged. He's black. So
why are they not referencing this case instead of all the other cases that they're pulling up out of their asses? How come the pro-blacks are not referencing this case at all, y'all? Anybody, viewer?
Saying here on his face is not only ignorant, it doesn't hold water to even some of the newer cases that have been out here. And Breonna Taylor, I think, is the best example of a black person shooting a white cop and getting off without being charged at all because he was acting within self-defense. So everything he's saying is a lie. Sorry about the long rant, but it was important.
We're doing those things unjustifiably.
Well, that's not what jury found today. Can you tell me, I know you know Carmelo Anthony well, why did he bring a knife to a track meet?
All right, that's going to be an interesting question. I want to see how he answers this.
Can't comment on that.
Why can't you comment on that? The trial is over. Of course you can comment on it. Well, this is the reason why, right? He's already been convicted. What does it matter? What does it matter?
What I can do, I can't speak for Carmelo Anthony, but I can tell you.
You can't speak. That's what you're doing. You're literally up here now speaking for Carmelo Anthony. What are you talking about? Like he's saying, he's literally everything else he said is speaking for Carmelo Anthony.
That the state of Texas made it legal. So at the end of the day, if a person got a problem with it, they might need to call Governor Greg Abbott and tell him, why does this state have open carry laws?
Sure. Well, hold on. What is he talking about? Okay, this goes back to you have a legal knife, you have a legal gun. If you kill somebody, that has no bearing on the self-defense claim. So what is knife? So what? Right? Like I don't understand. I'm trying to understand his point here, but it seems like his point is because life was legal, you can just slash and kill anybody you want.
Because he has no point, just like most of them and what they're saying and what they're trying to force other people to believe. Anybody with common sense can see and know and understand that none of this makes any sense at the end of the day, especially this alleged ghost phantom tape from Tiffany Billions, whoever the fuck that is. But people want to grasp at straws and believe shit. They'd be better off going and helping out them people over there at Walmart, Mississippi, and let this shit lie and be done with.
That's ridiculous. Have brass knuckles and etc. Right?
Stabbing somebody in the heart, though, sir, is definitely not legal. He could have just turned around and walked out of that tent at any moment.
Yes.
And based on what you have been told about the situation, I can see how you can take that fact. But the levels of injustice that was done in this trial is not how I was told, right? But at the end of the day, that's the reason why we're going to go through.
You was told, so you don't know no more than the rest of us? So you wasn't in the courtroom then? Was this nigga not in the courtroom? So he getting second and third hand information just as the same as the rest of us. But he know everything, right? I can't believe they're still using this man after all this infodamnation. I cannot believe they're still using him.
For appeals process to ensure that the facts are being told correctly. But me and you are going to go back and forth.
No, that's fine. Tell me. I'm curious. Tell me. Tell me what you think happened.
What I think is the situation is that someone asked Carmelo Anthony to come over there. He knew an individual, but that's not being told, right? It's like, oh, a kid just randomly went under a tent, right? And he just sitting there. No one knows who he is. That's not the case, right? We know that Carmelo Anthony knew the individual. He knew a coach. He spoke about it. We also know that Frisco ISD should have counseled that. This wasn't just raining. We were under a tornado watch that day, right? And this should have been something that was actually...
Wait, you're telling me that because somebody invited him to that tent and there might have been a tornado warning, which happened all the time in Texas, that he was warranted in stabbing a 17-year-old kid in the chest?
That's a damn good question, because it sounds like that's what he's
in the heart and killing him.
That's not the case. But what you cannot do is put your hands on someone.
Well, you just told me that was the case.
No, damn sure did say it. He said that was the case. Try to backtrack because the guy hit him with the ultimate question. Okay, so you're saying you can kill him then? It's like, no, I'm not saying this. So essentially saying stuff that is literally making no sense.
What the case is? I seriously.
You asked me the first time, why was he under the tent or close or whatever it may be, right? The reality is that the state of Texas says that I don't have to, when I'm assaulted, I don't have to return the same level of force, correct?
No, that is not correct. That is absolutely not correct. You can only return.
Over here trying to act like he a damn lawyer, trying to be like, is that not correct? See, these people don't want to listen to actual lawyers in the law. Everybody's a lawyer now. Shout out to Sel, because him and his panels be up there with all these grown ass men that are late millennials and older, talking about touch me and I'm gonna let you know you gonna find out. We not playing these games no more. Now it's all about racism, so we gonna let them find out. The dude talking about the only good cracker is a dead cracker. I didn't say that. That nigga said that. And then we'll turn around and say what Jeff Metcalf says is racist, which I'm not denying that he isn't saying some racist stuff. But y'all Negroes, do y'all not hear yourselves? But what people do it to, basically, is the reasoning for that. So let's see how this all works out for y'all. Because from what I understand, Carmelo can't get a new case. They just got to look at what may or may not have been done wrong in his actual case that happened. And all these people talking about what Carmelo said. The only thing we know for a fact that Carmelo said is that he did it. Carmelo didn't go and speak in front of the damn jury or the judge or anything. He hasn't said anything. So we can only believe the facts that were presented, that the lawyer allowed, meaning the defense lawyer, that he allowed for the 24 actual hours that he worked. The 24 actual hours that he allegedly worked. And he's allegedly a good lawyer. Now, BCP says he's a good lawyer and he could only work with what it is that he had. Now, my question is, did he tell the family, like, listen, this probably is not your best bet because blah, 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 blah. You may want to go ahead and take the plea deal because allegedly there was a plea deal on the table. They didn't want to do it, probably advised by the baby shaking lawyer, or he's not even a lawyer, the baby shaking activist. They probably listened to him. This nigga is just taking over. He basically is like the younger version of Al Sharpton. So he's going to be causing chaos all over these black communities doing this shit. Just saying that everything is racist and everything is racism, which is basically how Al made his way through. And then people going to be listening to the baby shaking activist, the woman shaking activist, allegedly. Taking advice from that nigga. Child, you colored, you so funny. Thank you, Uncle Rick. He said reasonable. Reasonable. Anything is reasonable. According to the color community at this point, anything is reasonable. But how dare you say something, because you ain't nothing but a cancer to the community, okay, sir? I'm gonna need y'all to know y'all's place. Y'all can't say anything. Y'all can't do anything. Y'all can't go anywhere with anybody about anything. The only thing you can do is listen to black women and Democrats. Okay, that is what y'all supposed to do, and vote Democrat. And listen to Al and the new Al Sharpton Jr., the baby shaking activist. That's what y'all supposed to do. Do I need to go over those rules again? Because, child, I'm tired.
The same level of force. That's so if someone's slapping you, you can slap them back. If someone pushes you, you can push them back. If someone puts, like, let's say physically associated, like, they poke you, they poke you. You can't come out and just shoot them, right? And the rules are actually different for a simple assault. So if you're talking about simple assault, slaps, punches, you can respond to that with simple assault back. You slap and punch the person back. If the person is about to employ deadly physical force, pulling out a gun, a knife, then you can protect yourself by employing deadly physical force. But again, it all has to be reasonable. So you can't just say, I just felt like I was, the guy was going to slap me, so I didn't want to get slapped, so I shot him. That's the proportionality difference. So what he's saying right now is an absolute lie. You must use the same or appropriate amount of force to repel the force that's being used against you. Deadly physical force, use deadly physical force to repel it. Simple assaults, you can use simple physical force to repel that. That's it.
Isn't that the law?
Yeah, he was asked to leave that tent multiple times, and the prosecution.
Hey, why are you asking him what the law is? He ain't no damn lawyer. He's a news broadcaster. And if you're not a lawyer, shouldn't you know what the hell it is that you're talking about since you're going up on these damn programs? Does no one else see this? Is it just me?
Called 21 witnesses. Hold on. The prosecution called 21 witnesses, and they all corroborated that. They all said that he was asked to leave the tent. Might have been. They all did. Just to make it very clear.
Even the defense's witnesses said he was asked to leave the tent. Not once, not twice, up to 15 times. Up to 15 times. So I want to see how he spends this, because that's absolutely true. All the witnesses, even the defense's witnesses, said he was asked 15 times to leave before anybody touched him. And again, just touching someone doesn't mean you killed them. That's ridiculous. That's idiotic to even pretend that's the case.
He was asked to leave the tent, so he could have left that tent at any time. He chose not to. That's why he's going to jail for 35 years.
All 21 of them did not have the same story. They did not have the same story. And that's why so many people outside of that courtroom is outraged right now. If you look at anything about this case, all 21 of them did not have the same story.
Tell me about the defense witness.
So hold on. He said all 21 witnesses didn't have the same story.
That's because that's Jeff Metcalf's fault, because he had that barbecue and everybody was told, you best not send my boy to jail. And that's why, allegedly, that's what we heard.
They're not video recording. So everybody's telling it from their perspective. Some people were in this location, some people were behind, some people were in front, right? So everybody's telling you the story from their perspective. So yes, not all the eyewitness accounts are going to be exactly the same. But what you do is you look for the common threads. We all asked him to leave. He was being asked, I was looking the other way, but I heard them say, hey, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, right? Everybody's going to tell. And then the jury judges the credibility of the witnesses. Hey, why would his fellow teammates, why would his coach, why would all the students who had nothing to do with this, why would they all lie about what happened? Why would every single one of them lie? What's their motivation for lying? What's the motivation for his teammates lying? What's the motivation for the black students lying? What's the motivation for the white students lying? What's the motivation for the coach to be lying? Because everybody is saying the same thing. He was asked to leave.
Because the defense did not call Carmelo Anthony. If Carmelo Anthony truly thought he was innocent, he's 19 years old. He's not a kid. He's 19 years old. Why didn't he take the stand in his own defense? And why did the defense's only witness change their story on the witness stand?
I want to see how he answers this. That's good. That's a hard question.
Carmelo Anthony testifying in his own trial is his own right? And that's a decision that Carmelo Anthony and his parents has to make, right? And that was a decision that was made through the legal process, right? And
well, I just want to make it clear too. Generally, you would tell the defendant not to testify in his own defense because that leaves him open to cross-examination. But
yeah, well, we kind of figured that, but it would have been nice to hear, because now it's like, well, Carmelo, what is his name? Carmelo said. We heard what he said. We know what he said on the body cam. He said he did it.
In a self-defense claim, generally the defendant has to testify because the defendant has to tell the jury, or have the jury understand how they experience the fear, right? Like Daniel Penny and all the other cases. We experience this fear, this huge amount of fear. And when this huge amount of fear, when I experienced this huge amount of fear, I reacted this way. So that's generally why you would have that person testify in their own defense. So in this particular case, it was important for Carmelo Anthony to explain why everybody else is saying they have to leave 50 times. Everybody else is saying all this stuff. But essentially, why did he believe this was an appropriate level of force to use? Because again, all the witnesses said what he did wasn't self-defense. It was an inappropriate use of force. So if that's the case across the board, then obviously you need him to come out and say something about that. Now, they have asked him about the witness who flipped, so let's continue.
This process, of course, there's going to have to be some major reviews, right? But as far as changing the witness changing what he changing his testimony.
The witness for Carmelo Anthony, he went on the stand and he says that he saw that he was surrounded and he believed that Carmelo was about to be jumped. But then they played the video showing that witness was like facing the other way and actually never saw the confrontation until the confrontation happened. Then the witness turned around and was able to look. So when they confronted the person with the video, and was like, "Hey, here's on video. You cut this off because you weren't even looking at it." Then the person changed the testimony and it was horrible. They unfortunately said. And then that person was asked, "Do you believe he was acting in self-defense?" And that witness, Carmelo Anthony's own witness, said no, he didn't believe Carmelo was justified. So it's that's just what happened. So let's see how he tries to spin it. This baby shaking minister.
Figure out how.
Oh, he's a minister. Okay, the baby shaking minister, activist, ninja. They putting all their faith and energy into this nigga. They need to be taking some of that money and getting a gag order on him because he is not helping at all. Shout out Reaper, I appreciate you, boo. He said the lawyer is ranked top 5 in balance. I ran my mouth on body cam and didn't give my lawyer enough to defend me. I failed my lawyer and my mother failed me. From the Texas farm, sweat equity. There's a lot of there's a lot of years of sweat equity out of him. There's a lot of years of sweat equity out of him. I know the pros don't like that, but the facts are the daggone facts, period, point blank. But just Soon as somebody does something crazy, in this case, you got to believe it. But over there with what just happened in Mississippi, I promise you, anything that don't make any sense, they'll justify that. Say I'm lying. Shout out to the cancers of the community.
Say he changed his testimony. Were you privy to his testimony prior to?
Well, he changed his testimony.
No, he changed his testimony on the stand. But I'm assuming that's what this guy's going to say.
Was during cross-examination, he said that there was not an altercation under the tent and he didn't witness an altercation. So I don't think that was something the defense was planning on, and clearly it didn't play well for this 12-person jury. Let me just ask you, can a black person ever just be convicted of killing a white person in this country without it becoming like a major race issue? Like some of the comments that you made outside the courthouse today, I don't know why you do that. You stir things up, you make it about race, and that could lead to rioting and protests and looting tonight. The bottom line is more people could get hurt.
I'm glad that you will say that, why do we have to bring race in the situation? The reality is that if you know about this,
I didn't say we, I said you. Why do you, Dominic? Not the black race.
No, let me make this very clear. As the president of the largest human and civil rights organization in North Texas, what I witnessed on April 3rd.
So this baby shaking wife beater is the president of the largest civil rights. This is who you choose. This is crazy.
White people going on posts.
Exactly.
Social media calling Carmelo Anthony a thug, not a 4.0 GPA, not a person that.
Well, he's a convicted murderer tonight, so he's a thug. He's a thug. He's not a hero. He's not a hero.
A black man.
And what does that have to do with anything? People online are going to say whatever they're going to say online. So now, so in other words, what he's saying is that yes, he and the rest of the pro-blacks, whenever it's a black person towards a white person, they're going to bring something up. But that girl out there that just got taken on up out of here about her from her 9-month-old baby daddy, they ain't got shit to say about that. That lady out there in Chicago who got beat up by them kids, they ain't got shit to say about that. This lady that just got taken on up out of here on the bus, and then her ex-boyfriend took the bus to get away, they ain't gonna say nothing about that. You know what they're gonna say something about? They're gonna say something about that Walmart thing. You know why? Because it's an oppressor-involved deletion of a baby. Because there's been plenty other babies that's been taken the hell on up out of here, and they ain't said shit about shit. Because these people are grifting. They don't give a damn about none of these black people. The baby shaking activist minister is taking over, as far as I'm concerned, allegedly, Al Sharpton's spot. To just call everyone racist, to get people all riled up and incensed, which works every single time like clockwork, blacks. And then y'all wild out and y'all out here mad at people who can see it and be like, y'all, come on now. So no black person is guilty of anything when it comes to white people. Because Metcalf is out here having barbecues with all the witnesses saying, you best not do nothing to my boy. And now are out here saying that if somebody touches me, they're going to take them on up out of here too. Child, please. This is crazy. This is ridiculous.
He's a convicted murderer. So just so we're clear too, I want to be clear. Carmelo Anthony was an outstanding student. And that's always been my issue with this case, because when I looked up Carmelo Anthony, standout student, he was captain of the football team, track team, he was on track team, he's doing all this, great grades, multiple college applications, multiple college scholarships. This guy, he had nothing but up. He was working too. And usually students who have, let's say, that type of resume, usually always think about the future, because Carmelo Anthony had set himself up in his high school career to be something exceptional after high school, right? So usually students who have 3.7 GPAs or captain of the football team, they always think about the consequences. Hey, let's not do that because, I got a lot riding on it. I got a career, I got this, I have this great GPA, I'm going to be somebody. So it was kind of striking that he didn't think about any of that when he went under this tent and he's grabbing his knife and he's acting. Let's just take his race out, right? Let's just take his race out. If Carmelo can understand, a kid like that with so much to lose, he has the possibility of being an exceptional citizen for our country, but he makes this type of decision. It just doesn't add up to me, because again, kids who have that type of pedigree generally don't do things like this because they understand the consequences of their actions.
Well, don't forget also, y'all, that he had a non-black girlfriend. The sisters, in this case, somehow, some way can overlook that. Any other time, it's a problem when one of you sassy straights has a non-black girlfriend or wife.
Race. His race shouldn't have never been a factor. He shouldn't have never. Jake Lane. I don't see you calling out Jake Lane that said Carmelo Anthony should sit there and be hung from a tree and shot outside the Collin County Jail. I never brought race into this situation. We had to.
So now we got to be worried about what every person said. When you just ignore people, you can just ignore them just because they said something.
avoid racist situation. And if that's true, if that person did say that, that person's disgusting and morally reprehensible. We have due process here. We have laws. And when you talk about lynching black people, and then the black people talk about killing all white people, this is that type of rhetoric has no bearing. Now he's talking about, why don't you call a person out? Okay, I would, if I'm later, I call them out. Of course, I call them out. I call out that racism, that bigotry, and all that stuff. So would you now call out people who are saying that Carmelo's a hero, right? Would you call out, like, you give it back to him? But let's see.
He's not going to do that. We already know.
Bring race into the situation either. You brought race into this when you made those comments that we played at the beginning of the segment, making this about
we
race.
have to make sure that due process is done. All we want is our rights and be afforded the same basic rights that everyone is afforded to, sir. And I'm sorry if I got to talk about my race to make sure that I can have the same afforded right that a white
Dominic, he had a fair trial, and you're certainly open. You can appeal that.
Yeah, he had a fair trial. That's the opinion of everyone with a brain. But again, he hasn't even said why he hasn't had a fair trial. His whole thing is because he's black. That's the reason why his trial wasn't fair. I just need more than that.
Well, it's going to be enough for enough of these colored community people. Well, he's black and everybody else is white, so that means it wasn't fair. Child, please.
Legal for white people to stab black people in the state of Texas either. Hey, Dominic Alexander, appreciate you being here. We got to leave it there.
Wow. I don't know. I think this race hustler is just a monstrous human being. And he's just saying things that absolutely make no sense in the context of what happened. They are distorting the facts. They're just trying to play to the mob, and they're hoping that this actually works somehow, but it's not going to work. Absolutely.
There's definitely a grift happening amongst content creators here on YouTube. And they're going to do whatever they need to do in order to get their money up, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. That's it. That is what it is. And then to bring in, oh, it's black men's fault as usual, just to put the cherry on top. Y'all already know that that's what it's going to be. That's how it works. That's what's going to happen, because it's a tried and true pattern. And until somebody gets it to be stopped, because this dude, the baby shaking minister, is taking over. I'm telling y'all, he is doing the takeover from Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton's too old. You really don't see Al Sharpton out here much like you used to, correct? I mean, I guess he's still on MSNBC or whatever it's called now. He ain't out in the streets like that. He around the same age Jesse Jackson is, or rest in peace to Jesse, but about the same damn age. He can't keep doing it no more. So it's got to be passed on to somebody. So now you got this younger version of him, and this is the person that the community is going along with. So they require nothing and then wonder why things end up the way that they do. They're going to use, especially the women. Please, female feminists, help me understand how you're going to allow a man who allegedly shakes women between the washer and the dryer and babies, and y'all supporting that. Y'all are all for it. And then 10 seconds later, y'all gonna be talking about the patriarchy and MSG, and yet you're gonna let that nigga sit up here and talk all this mess. Y'all, please, this is why I don't have time. This is why I don't have time, child. I'll be like, shout out Greg, I'll be home. I'll be home, I'll be at work, I'll be at the gym, or I'm on vacation. That's it. Because ain't nobody got time for y'all's foolishness. Shit don't make nail bit of sense whatsoever. But now we're going to watch BCP, because like we learned yesterday, there's allegedly this video from these fools that won't let it go. But the race grifters are saying that there's a video that everybody's seen, but no one's given to the damn oppressor. Nobody's given to the DA. Nobody's giving it to the damn defense. But child, there's a video out here, okay, that proves that Carmelo was jumped and it was self-defense. Now, why they wouldn't bring it during the trial, who knows? Who knows? Because that would just make too much sense. They just thought that they would just wait it out. Yes, I'm still on vacation, boo. They just said, you know what? It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Now it's not all right, and all they're going to do is just keep talking about it. Now, allegedly, people didn't see the tape. So BCP has this video. Carmelo Anthony supporters cope and seethe after leaked footage doesn't show him getting jumped, because everyone is saying that he got jumped, remember? Everybody on the outside that wasn't inside the courtroom is saying that he was jumped. So that's the narrative they want to go with to try to figure out a way to get him out, even though they're not going to get him out, but they want to continue to think and be delusional and listen to people who don't have the best interest. Listen to people who aren't lawyers. Listen to people who all they want is for them to continue to follow them and support them so that they can continue to get their money up. The only color that matters is green, but the color community refuses to acknowledge that, so they continue to fall for the same shit over and over.
Hold up. Let me put this right here. For all the people out there that's saying,
Carmelo Anthony got jumped. Carmelo Anthony got jumped. He was robbed. 14 people jumped him and stomped him out. It was 4 people doing this to him. They gave him a wet willy. They put fingers in his ear. They licked him on the neck like this. For all the people that's spreading his lie. Y'all all said, y'all saw the video, he got jumped. Let's take a listen to Dominique Alexander, his advocate.
I can tell you, I did see the video.
The baby shaking, woman beating minister. This is who they put. Y'all, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. This is ridiculous.
At Frisco ISD, and the video that at Frisco ISD, it's not like you can sit there and look at the pimple on someone's face, but you can identify what's there, right, in front of you. And so what has been described to me, you know, is like, no, you could at least kind of know and count how many people right there.
No, well, we can count how many bodies, but we can't see, like, faces. You know what I mean? Like, we could see, like, okay, somebody sit right there, somebody sit right there, but we couldn't see, like, Carmelo in Austin's face, or, you know what I mean? It just was, like, kids there.
Well, thank you for your honesty, Neek.
Some people were saying that they were able to see him getting jumped. I couldn't see that. So I was wondering if you guys saw something different.
No, it's not, I didn't see that with that video.
I thought he just said he saw the pimples. I thought he just said he saw the pimples. So now Neek saying, no. And now he ain't got shit to say. Woo! This is wild, y'all. And the many content creators that are sitting up here with this grift. Woo!
No.
Wow.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him getting jumped. You know
Wait,
what I mean? Like,
what? Wait a damn minute. Clip that. What? I thought you saw all the pimples. Remember that scene from New Jack City? I don't want to see the pimples on the booty. I thought you could see the pimples, nigga. So the baby shaker is changing his tune. And they're going to continue to allow this man to be out here speaking for them. Woo! 2026 is interesting.
I saw movement over there. I saw that there was multiple people around him, but I didn't see, he was getting, you know what I mean? Like the altercation, no.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So there you have it. But I know some of you brain injured people are going to say, F him, he's lying. Because your Lord and Savior, Carmelo Anthony, took a life unjust.
Boy. So we got to continue our coverage of the cope from the pro-blackity blacks over the Carmelo Anthony trial verdict. Carmelo Anthony being found guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf. He's likely going to do at least 20 years in prison, getting bent over for 20 years straight. Hopefully 35, right? Hopefully longer. I don't know if that's even possible at this point. But one of the reasons why I'm saying this is because of the fact that the pro-black Carmelo Anthony supporters can't stop lying about this case. Even though...
Well, I don't blame Carmelo for that. I don't. I'm not going to blame him because these people are out here trying to make a buck off of him, trying to come up off of him, trying to spread lies and get all that from him, trying to use this as a stepping stone to get more from him. I don't blame him for that. I blame all these motherfuckers for this who just want to lie and raise people's blood pressure and rile them all up in order to get out here and to potentially, possibly have some damn strife out in these streets. Now this heifer here, who I thought this was the Anton hate community, but now want to transition over to race grifting, allegedly. And to have this non-credited person who came out and lied to begin with, and they still letting that person talk. Child, this is crazy. This is ridiculous.
All the evidence was presented at trial. Carmelo never had a strong self-defense case from the beginning. These people just continue to spread lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. It just won't stop. It won't stop. Okay. At this point, I'm beating my head against the wall, listening to these people come up with these nonsensical conspiracy theories about why is it that Carmelo was found guilty and why that he's actually innocent, right? He's actually innocent in that there's grand collusion, okay, between everybody involved, including the defense attorney, which apparently the family cheaped out on.
I had him meet with another attorney, a black attorney. The first attorney I had to meet with was black. Rain asked me what the price that the black attorney was. $500,000. They weren't talking until they gave him 200,000.
What the white man say?
75.
75,000?
Yeah. And so my thing was, is like,
they're trying to convince us there's this grand conspiracy to hide what is supposed to be bombshell, clear video footage of what happened, showing that the pro-blacky blacks were correct. That Carmelo Anthony.
So if these pro-blacks care for Carmelo so much, why are they holding on to the tape so he can spend unnecessary time in jail, Bueller? If there's so much evidence that shows and proves that he did do self-defense, why are they holding on to it and not releasing it and giving it to the police, giving it to the defense attorney, the new one, so that he can get on up out of jail? Why is that? Why is that? That sounds a little crazy. Because it's made up bullshit. Because there isn't anything.
Jumped, even though the woke minister Dominique Alexander admitted on video that that's not what's in the video, right? But these pro-blackity blacks are convinced that Carmelo was jumped and that there's this mysterious video out here that is clear as day that shows that Carmelo was jumped and that everybody is lying about this, right? However, this video has not surfaced, despite the fact that there allegedly has been a leak in the video that was shown.
Tiffany Billions has a child. Tiffany Billions.
To everybody in court that has been shown to people who have requested access to the video. Apparently, one of Carmelo's supporters recorded the video with meta glasses while viewing the video, and that is now leaked online. Now, I'm not sure if this is the actual video. I don't know. What I do know is that the video that is being shown does not match the narrative from the pro-blacks, right? Which is that there's this clear as day video out there showing Carmelo Anthony being jumped and Carmelo defending himself, right? That's not in the video. The video is not very clear. In fact, the video tends to match the statements from credible individuals who say they've seen the video, and they've all said that the video doesn't really show much. You can't really say what happened right here or there just by looking at the video. It doesn't show the actual altercation or the point of stabbing. It certainly does not show Carmelo being jumped, okay? So you can imagine that this leaked footage now has black activists in full-blown coke, right? The Carmelo Anthony supporters are in full-blown coke, demanding that the full video is released because the video that has been leaked of the incident, again, allegedly, this is the video. I don't know for sure. I don't know if this is actually the video, but this is the video that was leaked. Apparently, that video has been doctored. It's been edited to avoid showing Carmelo being jumped. You can't make this up. Is that the point now where this has become an unfalsifiable conspiracy theory? And again, I want to talk about it because it really shows you the type of individuals that we're dealing with here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll these clips. Take a look.
Secret Service Sam here on the Carmelo Anthony case, and Sarah Fields, who is an influencer, is claiming that she saw the tape that everybody else is claiming to see that kind of says something different about what we heard in the courtroom. And what's interesting about it here is her statement claiming to have seen the tape and that what she saw is disproves what every other person who claims to see the tape is saying. She's saying they're all lying, right? But my question is, here is what I was provided, right? And you can see Dwayne Turner saw the tape. It says yes. Next to Sarah Fields' name, it says no. So all I have to say is if she saw it, then why doesn't she just give an email like this that Dwayne Turner supplied me with, which verifies and confirms that he saw the tape? So she should have this exact same email. So Secret Service Sam here with an update. Now, people are alleging that Tiffany Billions saw the video and that she recorded it on her glasses, her meta glasses. Now, I'm not sure, I cannot verify this, but here is a little bit of the video that she has. And people are saying that she was acting allegedly like she was on the Carmelo Anthony side, but some people are alleging that she might have been paid to sabotage parts of this case. Now, I cannot verify this, but all I have to say is if she does have the video, she needs to come forward and release it. Check this out.
What the hell do y'all see? what do y'all see? Is this a reflection in a TV?
So now the question comes.
Joe, what the hell is this? Have y'all seen this? What do y'all see? Is this like a reflection in a TV? Like there's like a whole line of people, it looks like maybe in bleachers. But like Nick said, you can't tell who is who on this bitch. I don't even see the tent at this point. Unless that's everybody under the tent. I don't see nobody running away. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing.
So now the question comes, does she actually have the rest of this footage? Somebody needs to release this footage so the public is able to see for themselves what actually happened on that day.
Okay, so you saw the video, family, and you saw somebody come through this hard. It's extremely hard to make out what's going on, but if she was able to get in there and see that much of that video, then that means that other people can get in there and see it too. I'm just hoping that they can get that video evidence before they destroy it, because they already took the video and manipulated it for court. That's what they did. They took the video and manipulated it for the court. They got scenes.
Somebody listening to this caricature. There's people that actually believe this caricature and are out here saying that Willie D is right, y'all. Lost. I got nothing left for you colors. Good luck to y'all.
There's timestamps missing from the video. There's actually minutes where the timestamp got chopped up. Now y'all know when they play those chopped up games, they're trying to conceal something. They don't want us to see something. That's what that's about. That is what I want all y'all out there to do, the people that hate Carmelo Anthony, but you love justice. You gotta pick a side. You have to pick a side. Either you are for justice. Justice meaning just, right? Either you're for justice or you're not. Y'all know damn well if there's a video.
I know damn well that there's nothing that this nigga could ever say except for Halloween fell on the weekend. Me and ghetto boys are trick or treat. And other than that, I don't want to hear from this nigga about nothing. I don't believe nothing. Another race grifter, another race hustler, another person that's leading people around and y'all are willingly following. But then try to talk about somebody else as a fucking sheep over some grainy ass video that don't show nothing, don't prove nothing. You can't see nothing. You don't know who anybody is. But child, it's all a conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy, just like all the witnesses that had to go over to Jeff Metcalf's house so he could threaten everybody.
That exists of the stabbing. And they're not releasing it to the public. It is because they are trying to hide something. They are absolutely trying to hide something. Anytime they have a video and refuse to release the video, they are trying to hide something. Anytime they have a video and they have parts of the video missing, entire seconds or minutes, sometimes hours in somebody's video, and they have this time missing, that means they cut it out because they don't want you to see something. They're trying to make sure that whatever you see matches their narrative. That's what that's about.
Yeah, so you've seen that, you heard that. Now, for as frustrating as all of this has been thus far, because we're dealing with very low IQ people, I have to admit, I am very entertained and fascinated by the mental gymnastics that these people continue to go through in order to justify the unjustifiable. It doesn't matter how much evidence that is presented to the contrary of their claims. These people have told themselves that Carmelo was jumped, and at this point, it's become an unfalsifiable conspiracy theory. Because what you have here with this latest leaked video, which, by the way, I don't know if that's the actual video of the incident. I have questions because in that video, it's kind of blurry. You can't really tell what's going on. I don't really see a tent. So I don't know if that's actually footage of the event. I have no clue, right? But regardless, Tiffany Billings is supposed to be a Carmelo Anthony supporter. She supports Carmelo Anthony. Now the Carmelo Anthony supporters are turning on her because she allegedly leaked video of the incident, right? The alleged video of the incident that does not show what the Carmelo Anthony supporters claimed happened, right? These people are claiming that there is clear as day video out there of Carmelo being jumped, even though no credible journalist, no credible news reporter, no credible individual who saw this video has said anything coming close to what the pro-blackity blacks claim is out there, right? They claim there's clear as day video of Carmelo being jumped, right? Of what happened that day. That's not what is shown in these leaks. So now they're saying that, well, see, Tiffany Billings, she's not a real supporter, right? She's actually trying to sabotage Carmelo by leaking this footage that doesn't show what we wanted to show, right? It's amazing. Because again, this is just more proof that this has become an unfalsifiable conspiracy theory. No matter what comes out, no matter how much evidence comes out to the contrary of these people's claims, they're going to make up something. They're going to make up some conspiracy theory as to why the real evidence, the bombshell evidence, is being hidden, right? Well, see, the video was manipulated. It was edited, right? And so they're now demanding that the real video be released, even though it is very, very, very likely that that video does not exist. It doesn't exist. The video of Carmelo getting jumped doesn't exist because he wasn't jumped. It never happened. But these people have to stick to this narrative, again, in order to justify the unjustifiable. It's kind of sad, to be honest with you, because, again, we're not dealing with people who care about facts and evidence at this point. We're dealing with people who only care about the reality that they want, right? That's it. That's it. Not actual reality, but the reality, the world that they want to live in, the story that they told themselves. Because, again, they can't just admit we were wrong. We were led astray. We were tricked, run them up. We lied about what happened here. They can't admit that, so they have to double and triple down on this crazy conspiracy theory. And the saddest part about it is that they're getting these conspiracy theories from the least credible sources possible, like this guy, Dwayne Morris Turner, who allegedly is a convicted offender, okay? The worst type of...
So you got the baby shaker. This is a convicted whatever. These are the people. Aren't these the cancers to the community too? I guess these are acceptable. So it's a pick and choose type situation, y'all. Picking and choosing, child. Picking and choosing.
This guy is, again, continuing to spread testimony. I don't think anybody said that Carmelo was actually pushed down in the courtroom, right? Nobody said it. No witness said that. Again, they just make stuff up. They don't care about what has been reported, what was actually said. They just say whatever that they want to fit their narrative. It's wild. It's really wild to listen to these people.
He did hit his head. He came back up, and once he hit his head and came back up, then you seen Austin.
Don't mean to cut you off. I do want to say this.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that we learned about Carmelo is that he suffered from seizures.
He did.
So you throw somebody and they hit their head, he could have lost his life.
He could have.
He had every right to defend his.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. He could have lost his life. Where are we coming from? Where did we get that from? Where did we get that from? Just pulling shit out of our ass. This man now all of a sudden knows Carmelo Anthony so well, and she's just going along and platforming it. Oh yeah, the new race script for content creators that ain't got shit else to talk about. I guess now that what Anton said don't matter no more, allegedly.
Because nobody knows where it would have went after. You know what I mean? After he hit his head, who knows what would have happened after that moment?
Correct. And that's kind of the whole moment of it. He suffered from epilepsy, so he suffered seizures. He also had surgery on his shoulder. He had injured it in football, and so he was recovering from that. They had just cleared him to go back to track and start running. So he had a lot of disadvantages. He was smaller than them. It was two big dudes there and two other dudes that played football, and then they had other guys that was around. It was a young man. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was filming the whole thing. That's the one that we see on Snapchat of the 2 minutes before. Everybody had the still pics of Carmelo sitting, and we could see him from behind. That's a whole video. That young man filmed the whole fight. So
you're saying that there's somebody on TikTok?
He's on. I said Snapchat. My bad. On Snapchat, not TikTok.
Child, I'm not trying to rehear this again. I didn't already heard this mess yesterday. We listened to this already. I'm not trying to hear it again. Here's the bottom line. As always, as usual. First of all, it's always you sassy straights is fault. Second of all, these grifters, these race grifters is gonna grift. And they got a lock on so many people, it ain't gonna go away no time soon. Let them go ahead and do what they're gonna do, waste their money on whatever they want to waste it on, because ain't no tape. If it was a damn tape and somebody is holding on to the tape, then they need to be focusing their eyes and information and everything else on those people and that person. The fact that the Anthonys are allowing the baby shaking minister to continue to be out here speaking on their behalf, given his history, is wild AF. And that's where most people should be putting their energy at the fact that they allowed all of this to happen and play out this daggone way. Again, lead attorney pointed this out a year ago. He was absolutely right, but nobody wants to listen to lawyers. No one wants to listen to real lawyers. They just want to listen to grifters and people who have proven absolutely nothing here on the tube and wherever else. They're over there listening to some man that just came outside, started saying shit, and now everybody trying to interview his ass. Everybody want to hear what the hell he has to say. Near credential one. because it's always about how you feel. That's what Trent says all the time. It's always about how somebody feels. Just tell them what you want as far as the feelings is concerned, and you got them hook, line, and sinker. That's why Willie D out here saying something, the most illiterate person I've ever heard, and this is who they're putting their faith into. Child, please. I can't do it. Let them go ahead. Have at it. Good luck. Leave me all the fuck away alone. We'll continue to cover it because y'all looking crazy. If that's how desperate y'all are that you need to get your subscribers up and to get your money up in order to do it, do it. Okay? Have fun. Remember when I said that you got to be careful what the hell it is that you say when you work for someone. Remember all that? And remember that there's also people out here that will sue your fucking ass. Ask Tasha K if you saying some shit that ain't right. I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all, I'm done with it. I'm done with it for the night. We'll have a show tomorrow at some point. Hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. Hype the daggone video. Make sure y'all comment. Thank you to everyone that donated today. Again, this is the last day of my vacation. I'm out of here. And tomorrow's a travel day back home. So tomorrow it is it. And so I can be back in the house for Juneteenth. And we'll definitely stream on Juneteenth back in the house. All right. I appreciate y'all for coming through at the last minute. Go and watch Red Lipstick Vibes. If I had it ready, I would have sent you all over there and repositioned y'all, but I don't have it ready. Go support Red Lipstick Vibes. Uncle Rick is over there. Mr. He Said is over there. And make sure we support our fellow decent content creators that don't have to grift and use some bullshit in order to get their money up and get their subscribers up. All right. I appreciate y'all. I see you all in the next one.